YouTube. Zach, USMC Reefer. Today I'm going to talk to you about maintenance that I do on the 180. This will be the second water change that I have done. I went over a review of my water making station. I did all that before I set up my RODI system. I hooked up my sink and everything, so I'm gonna go ahead and redo that video, learn out a couple new things on how to edit videos and make it a little bit more appealing. So I'm gonna do a review on that again, show you how everything works. So today I'm gonna show you how I pretty much do my water change, filter sock maintenance, and how I vacuum my sand bed out and stuff like that. So I know I was interested in a lot of that things starting out, so hopefully some of you guys are, and I'll show you how I do it. Alright guys, so this is going to be my water change, water mixing, whatever you want to call it, station. Here on my channel, I'm not going to, I don't pre-put anything up for you guys to make it look pretty or anything like that. So this is how I keep my area. I change my filter socks every 3 days. I throw them in the sink till all of them, till they pile up, and I need to do them to have more. I have like 10 total, so I change them out every 3 days, throw them in here, give them a rinse before I put them in my my washer and dryer. But this is my RO side. It's I got about almost 15 gallons, and I have this whole side right here that's already pre-made with salt water. So I have my black hose to where I run directly into my tank. My tank's that close, luckily, that I can just bring a tube to it, and no water buckets for me. I don't do that anymore. It was miserable on my 90, and I'm doing 50-gallon water changes now, so to me, to take 10 trips with a 5-gallon bucket I'm not doing it. So this I use over here as part of it. This is my Python water changing system. Us reefers, we don't get to use it till its full entirety. So, but I do use the part to where I siphon out my sand bed. I bring that, hook it up here, and it creates a siphon, so all my salt water goes directly down in there into the drain, and I don't have to carry any buckets, don't have to do any of that crap. So, but I am I don't have a deep sand bed. It's probably like maybe gets 2 inches in some areas, depending on how my MP40s throw crap around. But I'm a huge avid person of siphoning your sand bed. I think it's important. Some people don't. I don't get in an argument with people. I just do what I do, and I'll tell you guys what I do. So just to walk through, just to show you how close my tank is. So I will take this black hose. We literally turn right through here. I walk in here to my laundry / where I feed my dog room, to boom, the tank. I don't know if I covered this on any of my other videos, but let me see if I can get a better area to where there's not a glare. I have a lot of light that comes in this room, so it's hard not to get a glare sometimes. But my stand is 40 inches tall. I wasn't a huge advocate of having to bend down to look at my fish and my corals and stuff. So whenever I got this stand built, I wanted to be able to just directly look straight into my tank, standing up. And so the only downside, I guess you'd say to that, if it's a downside, some people like doing it, some people don't, is I have to use a step stool. And I'm 5'9", so not super short, but I have to use a step stool. It helps me out to get in there, grab corals and whatever I need to do. So how I actually like to begin my water change is I go ahead and I get my scraper, whatever scraper or pad you use, and I like to wipe the entire glass. I have one of the flippers, which is super cool and awesome to use. They take a little bit of care to get used to, but I like to get down here in I have a lot of algae and stuff that starts growing on the edges of my glass on the bottom. So at this time, I like to get down in there, start taking all that stuff off. It'll whip the sand up a little bit for me too, just to get that stuff free floating and suspended into the water. See if you can start seeing how that stuff starts floating up. So all this is going to get caught up, and it's going to get put in the water column. It's either one, it's going to be taken out by my filter sock, or when I'm doing my water change, it'll go through the water and get sucked down the drain. All right, guys. So now I've got my Python systems connected to my sink. Had a fun time unraveling everything, going out to the tank. So to start this, I'm gonna wanna turn my water on. And that's gonna begin the suction. As you can start to see, it's moving whatever water was left in my tubing into the sink. At the tank, I can go ahead and stick this out and start siphoning all the sand and the brown spots in my tank, and you'll watch the water start shooting down and going back into my sink. This is why I want to show you guys why I like to siphon my sand bed, and this is why right here. You can start seeing all these little tiny particles start coming up in the sand bed as you're siphoning through it. And that's all detritus, uneaten food, fish poop, everything that you don't want and that causes nitrates and possibly nutrient issues inside of your system. So when you get to your preset line of however big of a water change that you're gonna wind up doing, I'm still tinkering with mine because it's only the second time I've done a water change and trying to kind of gauge where 50 gallons is. So whenever I get to the line that I think it's at, which is, I'm gonna try this for today. I just put a little cheap $2 clamp from Lowe's or Home Depot onto my hose, and just with a couple turns on my water change station, now I'll be sending salt water back into my tank. So once I get my levels back up to where I want to be, I go ahead and kick my system on again, and because even you add a new fresh water, not fresh water, but new water into your tank, it kicks up even more stuff. So I like to let the system run for a little bit. First, to make sure that all my levels in my water are good. And two, let my filter socks catch as much crap as they possibly can before I go ahead and change them out. So just turn my system back on while I let it go for probably about 15 minutes or so, collecting all of the detritus and everything that was kicked up. I'm going to go ahead and clean out my skimmer cup. Alright, so the collection cup on my outdoor or my garage sink. Just straight nastiness. Just absolutely the nastiest smell. They could replicate this smell just so you can make your worst enemy smell it. I would buy that in a second. So put it on really boiling hot water. This stuff's extremely hot. And I'm not shy. Finger out my hand. Alright guys, so collection cup clean. Yes, I use regular water. None of this touches my salt water, so it's not really a big deal to me. Just push down the stall and change out my filter sock. So, like I said in a previous video, the only bad thing about this sump is all that water comes from the tank, goes into this filter sock, and hardly at all into this filter sock. So I'll change this one, take it completely out of the system, take this filter sock and move it up front and put a brand new filter sock in there. So that's what I'm going to do. So once I take my filter socks out, that's going to be pretty much like the last part of my maintenance. I got to show you guys just a little bit of how I do my maintenance. It looks like a lot to me. I guess after doing this just for a little while, it doesn't seem like a lot to me. But if you're just a person that wants to see what I do for my maintenance, it'd be an awesome video. And if there's some person that maybe not in the hobby and you can see kind of how much maintenance is involved with a saltwater tank, it's probably another eye-opener for you. So anyways, I'm Zach with Peninsula Reefer, and thanks for watching. If you like the video, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you on the next video.